In this video, we'll see the LeetCode problem 1504. Count submatrices with all ones. So we need to count all the submatrices which contains all ones. So what is the given? We have given some matrix of any size and its limit should be here 150 cross 150. And out of them we need to find all those submatrices which contains all ones. For example, this would be one answer, this would be another answer, this would be another answer, this would be another answer. It's any submatrix of any size. Okay, starting from 1 cross 1 to 1 cross 2, 1 cross 3, 1 cross 4, 2 cross 1, 2 cross 2, 2 cross 3, like that. We need to find out all such matrices and return its count. For example, this matrix will have a total count is 1 3, that explained like 1 cross 1 is 6, 1 cross 2 is 2, like this. So I think now the problem statement is clear. We'll see the approach now. So here, so in this video we'll just start with the time complexity n power 4, later we'll reduce it to n power 3 and finally n power 2. Okay, so yeah, now I start with first approach. In this first approach, what we'll see is we'll start with some particular index I comma j. Now let me see here. For example, if some particular index, some particular element is 0, we need not to check it. Why? Because we need to find out some submatrix which contains all ones. So if it is 0, we need not to take care. For example, here it is 0, we need not to take care for this. Okay, now the next element we can pick is 1. Now here, so for this is first we check whether this is 1 or not. Yes, it is 1. Now what we can do is we need to find the width. What is the width here? We'll start from this particular index and go to the left, and as long as there is 1, we keep on incrementing the value. For this particular element, the width will be 2. Similarly, for this particular element, width will be 1 2 3. For this particular element, width will be 2. Okay, now after finding the width, now we'll calculate how many submatrices are there which start with this element. For example, let's say this element 0 comma 1, 0 1 element here, the width we can see here is 2. Okay, now in order to find out how many submatrices are there, it will be starting with this particular element. Okay, so there will be first submatrix here, another will be here. Okay, it will be 2. So in this first row we'll got 2 submatrices. Okay, now expand to this next row. Now here will be 1 submatrix and this will be second submatrix. We cannot go further because there is 0. So in this case, how we can directly compute it? If we know the width of this, starting with this particular element, what is the width? 3. But we cannot go more than 2. Why? Because if upper row has min value, then we cannot go ahead, because if upper row has value 2, we cannot go beyond 2. Okay, so minimum will be 2 in this case also. Now go to the next row. What is that? 1, and width is 2. So in this case width is 2. So we'll add all these values. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So what we have got is, starting with this particular element 0 comma 1, how many submatrices are there which contains all ones? Are 6. What are those? This one 1, this is the first one, this is the second one. Okay, similarly this is the third one, this is the fourth one, and then this one is the fifth one, and like this one is the sixth one. So total 6 matrices are there which contains all the ones. Similarly, we'll apply these to all other elements which contains 1. Similarly, we can take one more example starting with 1 comma 1. Okay, starting with 1 comma 1 means this element. Okay, so what is the width? 3 in this case. Okay, next row, what is the width? 2. Okay, so here it is also less than this value, so 2. Total 3 plus 2 is 5. So how many submatrices are there starting with 1 comma 1 which contains all ones? 5. What are those? First one this, second one this, third one this, fourth one this, and fifth one this. Okay, similarly we'll count for all those ones and add them all, we'll get all those sub matrices which contains all ones. Okay, what is the time complexity for this approach? So to pick a particular index which contains 1, there are n square such points. Okay, after finding that particular index, what we need to do is, for example, let's say we have find out this is the particular index where this contains 1. So we have to go in this direction and find the width. Next we go to next row, find this width. Go to the next row, find the width. Go to the next row, find the width. So finding the width will take the m. If number of columns are m, so it can take m time, and for here also it can take n time if there are n number of rows. So to find out a particular index, to choose a particular index, it takes n cross m time, and here also it takes n cross m time to find the total number of submatrices. So it will be n square m square. So if both are same, we can say this is order of n power 4 algorithm. Okay, now let's see how we can reduce it. Next, as we can see that we have to compute width here for each particular index below that. Okay, so what we can do is we can pre-compute it. Okay, instead of going here, like for example here, once we have at this point, we need not to go here. If we already know that what are those how many ones, consecutive ones are there from this particular index, we need not to go there. So we can reduce this particular time complexity, so it will be n power 3. Now let's see how. Let's say we have given this matrix. Now first pre-compute the index, pre-compute the width. Okay, how we can compute? We'll go from right to left, from here to here for each row. Okay, from this row also, from this row also. Here for the first row this will be 0, next this will be 1. Why? Here it is 1. Now this will become 2 because length will become 2. Similarly here it will be 1, then this index will be 2, and this will be 3. Similarly this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. So I have computed this. This will be our pre-computed matrix. Now with the help of this we can directly count what are the sub matrices which contains all one. For what the scenario will be, whenever we'll traverse complete matrix, whenever we get some particular index which contains greater than or equal to 0, we'll just see what are those matrices. Okay, for example, we'll start with 0, 1 index, means this one. So what is the width? 2. Now we'll go the next row. What is the index? 3, but we cannot take it 3 because we have to take the minimum of this. So we see 2. Next index, what is 2? Yes, we can take it. So total 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. So starting with this element, we have 6 sub matrices that we have already seen here also. Okay, we have seen 6. Similarly for this one, 0, 2. So similarly for this particular index 0, 2, we'll find the width. What is this? 1. Next row 2, but we cannot take it. We can, minimum is 1, so there will be 1. Next row 1, yes, 1. Total will be 3. So starting with this element, what are the total sub matrices which contains all one is 3. Similarly we compute for all those values which are greater than 0. If you add them, we'll got answer as 24. So what is the time complexity for this? In pre-computation we'll just visit all the complete matrix. So in pre-computation it will take order of n square time. Okay, after pre-computation we need to visit all the elements. Okay, after visiting a particular element we need to visit its descendant rows also. Okay, it could be n. So to visit all the element it is n square, and then descendant row also it will be n cube. So order of n cube. So this total time complexity would be order of n cube, and we can update the original matrix, so maybe we don't have to take the extra space. If we are not allowed to update it, we need to take the extra space also. So in that case our time space complexity would also be will be n square, and time complexity will be n cube. Okay, now let's see some another approach. Now in this approach also, that we didn't reduce some time complexity, but see the another concept how we can solve this. So see here, first we'll see how we can compute this one-dimensional array, then we go for the matrix. For the one-dimensional, let's say this is the matrix, this is array given to us. Now we need to find out what are those submatrices which contains all ones. How we can solve this? For example, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. We'll first see what are the one length. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One length submatrices which contains all ones are 5. Similarly for the two length, this one 1, 2 and 3. What are those? 3. Next, for the 3 length, there will be only one. So total will be 9 submatrices which contains all ones. As we can see that there are some patterns which we can directly identify. For this 1, 1, 1, how many matrices are there which contains all ones? Are 6. How we can see that? For one length 3, for two length 2, for one length it is 3, for two length it is 2, for 3 length it is 1. So total will be 6. We can directly say 1 plus 2 plus 3. If we have 4 length, like here 1, 1, 1, consecutive 4, 1. So what will be the total submatrices which contains R1? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 directly. Okay, similarly for n length, 1 plus 2 plus 3 dot 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 n plus 1 by 2. So this is the concept. If there is some 0, we'll again reset it. For example, here in this case, if you directly want to compute it, what is that? One is the 2 length consecutive, another is 3 length. For 2, 1 plus 2. For 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3. Here will be 3, here will be 6. Total becomes 9. We can directly compute it. The same approach that we can see in one dimensional, we can also apply in two dimensional. Okay, let's see the approach. Using the one dimensional approach, how we can solve our problem. So okay, in our problem we have given a two dimensional matrix. Okay, out of them we need to find out such matrices which contains all ones. So the only consideration, we have already seen that if we have one dimensional matrix, we can directly compute it. Okay, now the only challenge here is how we can convert this two dimensional matrix to one dimensional. Okay, now for that we'll start from the first row. Let's say we have taken first row. Okay, for the first row this will be same 0, 1, 1, 1. It is a one dimensional matrix. Next we can take first and second row, 1, 0 and 1. Okay, next see how we can compute this. Let's say first the computation part, and after computation we know that how we compute it. For example, if we take only first row, 0s to 0, okay, so it will be 0, 1, 1, 0, and we can directly see that the answer would be 3. Why? 1 plus 2. Similarly, if we take 0 and 1, first row is these two rows, then how we can compute it? So in computation part, if there is 0 in any particular column, that particular value will be 0, otherwise it is 1. For example, here both the values are 0, so answer would be 0. Here 0, then it will be 0, otherwise it will be 1. So okay, look at directly. So for this particular array, what is the submatrices which contains all one? 3. Okay, because 1 plus 2. Similarly, if you take first, second, third, all 3 rows, then how we can compute it? If there is any 0, there will be 0. Otherwise, if all ones, then it will be ones. So this will be 0, 1, 1, 0. In this case, answer would be 3. Okay, in this case also answer would be 3. Similarly, we can take first row and this second row, this 1 and 2. Then after compute, this will be our desired array, and answer would be 6. Similarly, for 1 comma, here we have take 1, 1, means this particular row, and this one. Now we take these two rows. So the final answer would be this. Now the result will be 3. Similarly, for the last row, this will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, and answer would be 6. If you add all of them, you can see that there will be 24. Okay, that we have already seen for this particular matrix, answer is 24. So as we can see that the approach is very simple. We need to take upper boundary and the lower boundary. For the submatrix, we need to find out what is the upper boundary, okay, and what is the lower boundary. If you find these two boundary, we know that it becomes what? Single dimensional. If you have upper boundary and lower boundary and we convert these two into a single dimensional, we know how to compute it. And how we can compute into the single dimensional, we know that if any 0, then 0, otherwise 1. So the only challenge is we need to find out two such rows, okay, to finding any two rows and then compute it and then find the result. So what would be the time complexity for this approach? In this we have to choose two rows, okay. So to finding two rows out of n, there will be nc2. We can take any two now. For example, like if we start with 0, okay, so start with 0, we can say 0, 0, another one possibility 0, 1, then 0, 2. Similarly, if you start with 1, then it will be 1, 1, 1, 2, like that. So what is the total this upper and lower boundary? Order of n square. In order of n square time we can compute it. After computation this boundary, we can have the one dimensional array. After having one dimensional array, we can in single pass we can compute the total number of submatrices which contains all1, which is n. So total time complexity would be order of n in this case. Okay, so here also we have order of n squared, n cube time complexity, but we didn't have to take any extra space here. Okay, apart from that, this particular extra array, okay, which will be order of n. So time complexity will be order of n cube, and space complexity would be order of 1 in this case. Order of n will be the time complex space complexity, order of n cube will be the time complexity in this approach. Okay, now let's see whether we can reduce this or not. Yes, let's say the another approach using the stack. So in the previous approach we can see that we have converted any two or more rows into a single dimensional rows. Okay, in the above approach. Okay, so let's see similar approach but using the stack, so we can reduce this time complexity to order of n cube to order of n square. Let's see what is the idea behind this. First, let's say if we have given this particular array, let's say array, okay, 1 5 4 3 2. What does it mean? Let's say forget about that, how it comes. First see if this row, this array has been given, then how we can compute this. So for this particular array, we'll see ending with this particular element, how many such matrices are there. Okay, ending with this particular index, how many such matrices are there. So 1 5 4 3 2, it will comes from this matrix. If let's say this matrix is given, all other values are 0, which I have not written here, you can assume other values are 0, so all ones we have written. So if this matrix is given, we can convert this to be here. How? We can just for this particular row, we can just count how many ones are there. In this there are 2, in this column how many rows are there? 3. Similarly this is 5, this is 1, so this is 1 5 4 3 2. Okay, now if I need to find out ending with this particular index, how many matrices are there which contains all ones, so we can directly compute it. Why? Listen, how we can compute it is with the help of stack. Is like if we are at here, let's say first answer, what would be the answer here? Okay, for this there will be 1, this is the first submatrix, this is the second submatrix, this is the third submatrix, this is the fourth submatrix. Okay, and this is fifth. We are not computing this one also. Okay, we are just going to take with the length 2. If its height is 2, we are going to take only height 2. Okay, so here total 1 2 3 4, then another one is, this one is 5, this one is 6, this one is 7, this one is 8, to total 8. How we can compute it? What is its current height, which is 2, and what is its width? To find width, we will not considering the height which are larger than this. This height is larger, remove it, larger, remove it, larger, remove it. This height is smaller. So what would be width still here? 1 2 3 4, multiplied by 4, it becomes 8. Maybe we'll have some doubt here. With the help of examples I will make it clear. Okay, so let's say we have given this particular matrix that we have already taken from the upper examples also. So 0 1 1 0, 0 1 1 1, and 1 1 1 0. Okay, this is the matrix that we have given, and we need to find out all those submatrices which contains all ones. So in this approach, what we will be doing is, we'll take starting with the first row. What is the value? 0 1 1 0. Okay, now we'll take first two rows. The values will be, how we can compute these? This is the first row, 0 1 1 0. This is second row. We'll add all these value. This is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is 1. Next we can take all three zeros and add it. This will be the value. Now we have only 3 possibilities. In this approach we'll take this way, like we have fixed this first row, then add second row, then add third row, and keep on computing the total number of submatrices. Okay, now let's see. For this one, 0 1 1 0 means we have first row. So first we compute for each particular value. For 0, if it is 0, we need not to consider it. Okay, as we need said. But in this approach, what we'll be doing is, first we'll see the approach first. Okay, the approach is, if some particular number comes, Okay, we'll see whether there is some number larger than present in the stack or not. If it is present, we need to remove it. That's it. Okay, if it is not present, we have to add it into the stack. Let's say if you solve all three values, we'll be able to understand the concept. Okay, an example here, if first 0 comes, we'll instead of putting the values, we'll put the index. In top of this I have written there 0 1 2 3. This is the index. For the index 0, what is the value? 0. We'll see if there is any element which are larger than this. No, stack is empty. So what we can do, we'll first compute the such matrices and then go ahead. If stack is empty, then how we can compute this particular submatrices? Okay, so here I write the formula. If stack is empty, okay, we'll see the empty stack, then its height is the value that we have got. This is 0 1 1 0. This is the height. For empty stack, we need to find this height multiplied by the width. Okay, why this is so, I'll explain in some time, but let's say this is. And if in case stack is not empty, if it is not empty, in that case there also we need to find height and width, but in that case width would be, for example, if we are here and stack contains this particular element 0, so width will be from here to here. What is that? 2. So in that case width will be 2. If stack is empty, the width will be the particular index. Let's say if we push this, as when we reach to this particular index 3, then stack is empty, the width will be 1 2 3 4. How you can get it? I plus 1, the particular index plus 1. So here we can put I plus 1. Okay, in case of empty stack, we'll have to add height into I plus 1. In case of non-empty stack, we'll have height into the width. Width we see how we can compute it. Now let's say solve for this particular 0 1 1 0. So what we can see, first 0 comes, we need to compute it. See if stack is empty or not. Yes, stack is empty. What we need to see? Height into width. What is the height? 0. Into width? 0 plus 1 1. So answer would be 0 into 1. So what will become? 1. So here sum is some particular temporary array which are used to solve, which is used to save the number of subarrays which contains all 1. So here it will be 0. 0 into 1, it becomes 0. As we can see that if we end with this pending, in this case we have, for whatever value we'll take, it means ending with this particular index, what is the number of submatrices which contains all 1. For example, here if we computed for this value, what is the value comes? 0. It means in this original matrix ending with this particular index, what is the total number of submatrices? 0 here. Okay, now compute for this one. What should be the answer? 1. Now see how it comes. Now after computations this value, we have to add this index into the, this is the index, not the value. Okay, 0 has been added to. Now it comes to 1. Now see if there is any element which are larger than this or not in stack. No, there is value index 0 which contains value 0 which is not larger. So what we can see, we have compute here. Now see if stack is empty. No, stack is not empty. What you need to find? Height into width. What is the height? 1. What is the width? Width we need to find out the particular index where I am, which is called I, minus the topmost element in the stack. What is the topmost element? 0. So the index we have 1 and the topmost value is 0. So 1 minus 0 will become 1. Okay, so here 1 into 1 will become 1. So for this particular value, total sum will be 1. As we can see here, for this matrix there is only one submatrix which contains 1. Okay, and now finally we have to add it into the index. Now come to here at index 2. What is the value? 1. Now see if there is any element which contains larger than or equal to this. Yes, we have to remove it. Okay, now it comes to 0. It is larger? No. Now we compute. Stack is empty? No. Stack is not empty. For non-empty case, height into width. What is the height? 1. What is the width? Width is, topmost element index is 0, current index is 2, so 2 minus 0 is 2. So 1 into 2. So total will be 2. So here you can see that 2 will be the sum. Why it comes to? Let's say here in original matrix. Ending with this particular element, what are the submatrices which contains all 1? 2. This is the first one, this is the second one. Okay, so this is 2. Now similarly we can compute for 0. If it is 0, now see, if some element are greater than or equal to 0, yes, remove it. Is there any element? No. Before that, in previous time we have to add 1 also here. Okay, now if 0 comes, now see if some element are larger than this, yes, remove it. 0, remove it. Now stack becomes empty. Now come back here. Stack empty, yes. Height into I plus 1. What is the height? 0. And I plus 1 is 4. 0 into 4 will become 0. Now it comes to 0. Okay, now after this sum has been computed, now we need to find out what is the total number of submatrices which contains R1. We have to add all these, because ending with this particular index is 1, ending with this particular index is 2, the total will become 3. As we can see that if only this matrix is given, the total answer would be 3. Now if let's say one more row has been given to us, okay, so this will become, now we'll add all these value, it becomes 0, 2, 2 and 1. Now for this value, let's say how we can compute it. So first it comes to 0. We'll put index in the stack instead of the particular value. So we'll write index here 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now see here. First element comes to 0. Now see if stack is empty or not. Yes, stack is empty. Now compute the value first. If stack is empty, height into width. What is the height? 0. What is the width? Width is I plus 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 into 1 will become 0. So for this particular value, sum will become 0 and we have to add it into the index. This is index, not the value. Now see here, we'll reach to here. What is the value? 2. See if some particular element is present in a stack which are larger than this. No. See here, stack is empty. No, not empty. What we have to find? Height into width. What is the height? 2. What is the width? Width is I minus the topmost element. Topmost index is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. So 2 into 1 will become 2. So it will be 2. And we have to add this particular index into the, now it comes to here 2. Now see if the topmost element which are larger than this, yes, first index value is 2, it is larger, so we have to remove it. This value, is it larger than or equal to? No, 0 is not larger than or equal to. Now compute. Stack is empty? No, stack is not empty. What is height into width? What is the height? 2. What is the width? Width will become the current index minus the topmost index. Current index is 2, 2 minus 0 becomes 2, and height is 2, so 2 into 2 becomes 4. Why it comes to 4? Let's say here. Ending with this particular index, what are those submatrices which contains all ones? It's 4. Why? This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this complete one is the fourth one. So that's why it comes to 4. Okay, and now we have to add this particular index here. This has been removed, this particular index. Now this is, what is the value? 1. Now see if there is any element which are larger than this, yes, remove it. This one, no. Now for 1, now compute it. If stack is empty, no, stack is not empty. Height into width. What is the height? 1. What is the width? Current index minus topmost index. 3 minus 0, 3. 1 into 3, 3. This value comes to 3. Why it comes to 3? Let's see here in particular index. Ending with this particular element, what are those submatrices which contains all 1? This is 1. We have got the result as 3. Why? Because this is the first submatrix, this is the second submatrix, this is the third submatrix. Okay, so that's why it comes to 3. Similarly, we can solve for all 3 rows also. So how we can compute? Add all those values. It comes to 1, 3, 3, 2. Now let's see how we can solve it. First value it comes to 1. Let's say write the index below here, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now first value comes to 1. If stack contains any value which are larger than this, no. Stack, now compute the value. Stack is empty. What is the value? Height into width. What is the height? 1. What is the width? Width is 1. Why? I minus I plus 1. What is the I? 0. 0 plus 1 become 1. The total will be 1. Okay. Now add this particular index into the array, in the stack. Now comes to 3. What is the, if there any element in a stack which are larger than this? No. Compute the value. What is the height into width? Height is 3. Width is current index minus topmost index. Current index is 1, topmost index is 0. 1 minus 0 becomes 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 into 1, which become 3. Now add this particular index into the, next comes to 3. Now see any element which are greater than or equal to this. Yes, index element present at index 1 is 3, which is equivalent. Remove it. This one is smaller. No. Now compute the value. Height into width. What is the height? 3. What is the width? Current index minus topmost index. current index is 2, topmost index is 0, 2 minus 0 will become 2, 3 into 2 6. If you want to see that in particular array why it comes to 6, as here ending with this particular index, what are those submatrices which contains all1? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. That's why it comes to 6. Okay, now similarly for this particular index 0, here now before that we have to add it. Here index 2 now comes to 0. If there is any element which are larger than this, yes, remove it. This one, yes, remove it. Now stack become empty. Find out the value. Height into width. What is the height? 0. What is the width? Width will become I plus 1, which is 4, which becomes 0. So if element is 0, we never get it. Okay, so far what we have got is here it comes, the answer is, here we compute the answer, and here also. Okay, so here answer would be 2 plus 4 plus 3, total become 4 plus 3 8, no, 4 plus 2 6 plus 3 9, here comes 9. And here let's see, here one more point I want to tell you before finish it off is, in this particular array, in this particular matrix, what we have seen is, let's say ending with this particular element, while we computing we have answer 6, but this 1, this 2, this 3, this 4, this 5, and this one 6. Okay, we have not used this particular element. This is also a particular a submatrix which contains all1, but we have not computed it using this stack method. So how we can handle that particular situation? Okay, so that we can handle here also. For this, here this element also, for this element also, while we computing, we got the answer as 3 now. For what are those? This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. But we have not used this particular matrix. There are also some matrices which contains 1. So to handle this situation in stack, while we are here in stack and see if stack is not empty. Okay, if stack is not empty, we'll have to add the topmost element some value into the particular index. For example, here if at here we are 3, okay, why it's not correct? Why? Because ending with this particular element, here we'll write matrix again. What is those matrix? 0 1 1 0 and 0 1 1 1. This is 1 1 1 0. So ending with this particular index, what are the some matrices which contains R1? It will be 4, no? 1 2 3 and then 4. Okay, we have computed this one, but we have not computed this one. How we can compute it? With the help of this sum matrix, because sum has been already known that sum tells that ending with this particular index, what are those sum matrices? We know that is 1. Okay, so using this topmost index, what is the topmost index at that time when we are considering this 3 was 0, no? So topmost index 0, what is the value? 1. So we have to add that value also into here, so it will become 4. Okay, similarly for here also, while we are here, the topmost index was 0, so value was 1, so we have to add 1 also, so it becomes 7. So total will be 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 0, which is 7 plus 4 11 plus 1, this is called 12. If you add all those values, 12 plus 9 plus 3, this will be 12 plus 9 plus 3, it will become 24. As we have seen, this is the correct answer. So now let's see the time complexity in this approach. In this approach, what we have taken each row at once. Okay, first we have take first row, first we have taken the first row, then we have taken first 2 row, then 1 2 3 row, and all that one. So we have taken one row only once. So how many rows are there? Total number of n rows. And after getting one row, with the help of stack in one pass, we compute total number of submatrices which contains all 1. Okay, so it will be n. So it will be order of n square. Now comes to space complexity. For space complexity, we have using one sum array and one stack, both of size order of n. So space complexity would be order of n. So far the final approach is order of n square time complexity and order of n space complexity. There is one correction here, and how we can compute this final height array is with this way is we'll see the last particular row value like for the first it will be same as the first row, here 0 1 1 0. For the second we'll see the last value. If it is 0 it will become directly 0. If it is 1 we'll add all these previous values. Okay, we'll add the previous value. For example, previous value was this, 1 plus 1 become 1, 1 plus 1 become 1. If it is 1, while 1 plus 1 0 will become 1. In this case this was the previous height value. Now for here, if it is 0, okay, if it is 1 then we'll add the previous value, like it is 1, so 1 plus 0 become 1. This is 1, so 1 plus 2 3, 1 plus 2 3. If it is 0, now it will be 0. Why? Because if it is 0 we need not to consider it for the larger height. If it is already 0, we are not able to get any sub matrix ending with this particular, so it will be 0 in this case. Okay, so now let's see the code for this approach. Here, okay, here this is the height, that matrix height array that we are talking about, with the size equivalent to column. Okay, m is the column, n is the row. So for each row we'll just compute that particular height. Here we have computed the height. If it is 0 it becomes 0, otherwise we'll add that particular value to the previous height. Okay, now after computing the height we'll compute the total number of rectangles. For that we have taken this stack and this sum array. In that for each particular element j to the m, starting from 0 to m, we'll see if there is any larger element. If any larger element are present, we'll just pop it. We'll just remove it from the stack. If after that we'll see if stack is empty or not. If stack is not empty, we'll compute the pre-index. What is the pre-index? The last element present into the stack, s.peak, and those some value will take it and add it, and after that we'll hide into the width. This is the width we can call j minus the previous index. Similarly, if stack is empty, there is no element present in the stack, so hide into width. Width will become j plus 1. The current index where I am to the end means j plus 1, because index is starting with 0, so I equal to j equal to 2 means we have total 3 number of rows present there. Okay, 3 number of columns. Okay, after that processing that particular element we need to add into the stack. After that we'll have the sum array, and all the value if you add of the sum array we'll get the result. So for each particular row we'll do this value with this way, and after adding all the result we'll get the final solution, which is the total number of sum matrices which contains all the ones. Okay, thanks for the watching. If you have any doubt, please write in the comment. I have attached the other supporting links and the notes here. Thank you.